2 Texas regionals, 2 Tennessee regionals, and 1 regional in Arizona. Bandtober is here as General Effect Media presents This Weekend in Band. Welcome to the newest episode of This Weekend in Band, the show where we take a look at some contests that are taking place this weekend in band. I'm Daniel Montoya Jr. for General Effect Media. As we go through these 5 different Bands of America regionals, if you like what we have to say, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you really like what we're doing here at GEM, please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you know when we drop a new episode of This Weekend in Band, the recap, or any other stuff here at the GEM YouTube channel. Now, if you are the kind that might be saying, I like BOA, but how come that's all you talk about? Well, there's a reason for that. Number one, that is a website that we can go to where they have all of the data on there. They have the schedule, then they have the results and all that stuff. And more nationally known programs tend to go to BOA. It's more of a national circuit. And that's nothing to say about US bands or TOB or any of those other circuits. But if there is a show that you would like us to talk about here on This Weekend in Band or the recap, please send it to us here at General Effect Media. We'll put the information in the description below as well so that we know about your city, your region, your state, your show, all of those things. We want to shine the light on all that is band. So if we know about it, we'll talk about it. But if we don't know about it, well, we can't really talk about it. We do know about the more nationally known competitions and circuits and the bigger state competitions here in Texas, as we are based in Austin, Texas. But again, if there is a show you would like us to talk about and shine the light on, please let us know, and we'll happily do that on future episodes of This Weekend in Band. First off, we turn our attention to Flagstaff, Arizona, where we have the Flagstaff, Arizona Regional Championship. Now, last year, this show took place on October 7th, and guess what? It's basically the same time this time. So it seems like this is the weekend last year, the weekend this year. Now, this show, of the 12 finalists from last year, only has 5 returning finalists. There are 7 finalist spots for this show. Last year's champion, American Fork, who won all captions, is not returning. If we go to prelims result in Class A, Pinecrest Academy of Nevada, Cadence, who took all captions and was the only Class A, is not returning. We return to Class AA, Sapulpa High School, who took all captions and won, not returning. Air Academy in second, not returning. Ironwood Ridge in third, not returning. We go to Class AAA, Fossil Ridge, who won music and visual and got first, not returning. Clovis, who got second and won GE, not returning. Foothill High School, who got third in Class AAA, they're returning. And then if we go to Class 4A, American Fork, we've already mentioned that, took prelims in first, all captions, not returning. Vista Murrieta out of California took second, not returning. And Mountain Ridge High School out of Arizona took third. They are returning. So this is the most open wide regional of the year thus far with 7 spots. Mountain Ridge was the highest placing group from last year that is returning this year. They placed 5th last year in finals. So as we look at the schedule right now, as of what we have right now, the first group goes on at 11:30 a.m. and that's Valley High School out of Nevada, with Mountain Ridge closing it off at 4 p.m. Now, much like the Iowa Regional last year, this is a region where I am not as familiar with the bands that attend, so I did solicit some help from our General Effect Media contributors, and it seems to be a consensus that this show in finals will come down to one of 2 bands. It will be either Mountain Ridge High School out of Arizona or Edmonton Santa Fe High School out of Oklahoma. Those 2 groups are going to be our top 2, is what we think here at General Effect Media. You disagree? You agree? Let us know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Next up, we go to Chattanooga, Tennessee, the state that is the home of our queen, Miss Dolly Parton. Now, this show last year took place on August 23rd. This year, it's taking place over a month later, and maybe that's contributing to why 5 spots are there. Only 7 finalists from last year are returning to Finley Stadium, or at least last year was at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. North High School was the first place group, Evansville North rather. They will be returning. Now, Franklin High School, who took music performance, tying with Sparkman High School, both of those groups are returning. And then Evansville North did win visual performance and general effect in finals. If we turn our attention to prelims, now Signal Mountain High School, who won prelims in Class A and took visual performance and general effect, will be returning. However, Cascade, who took second, and the music caption will not be returning. Neither will the Christian Academy of Louisville. We get to second place, Cass High School, who took first, as well as music and general effect in AA, will be returning. North High School, we've already mentioned, took second in Class AA, and visual performance will be returning. Munford High School out of Tennessee will not be returning. We go to AAA, Franklin High School, who took first, as well as general effect, will be returning. Sparkman High School, who took second, and music performance will be returning. And Siegel High School, who took third, and visual performance will not be returning. And then Class 4A, Mill Creek and Dorman High School, the top two, the only two in that class, will not be returning. Mill Creek took all three captions in prelims, so 4A, if there are any 4A groups, is completely wide open. Now, if you look at the schedule, the first group currently scheduled is Signal Mountain at 8:45 with Evansville North at 4. We did have a late scratch. James F. Burns High School out of South Carolina will not be attending this regional. This was a scratch made before any of the hurricane stuff that happened out there in the Midwest and in the Southeast. Regardless, this group will not be returning, so there's one less person/band competing for finals. Nevertheless, we here at General Effect Media predict that Dobyns-Bennett will be your regional champion of this Chattanooga, Tennessee Bands of America Regional. Before we turn our first attention to the great state of Texas, if you were not here for the announcement last week, in 1 week and 7 days, General Effect Media will be live on site at the Texas Marching Classic at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, where we will be debuting our newest show, SHOWDAY. Now, this show is an on-site live show, provided everything goes well. Hashtag streaming is hard. You will see us before prelims. You will see us during lunch. You will see us post-prelims awards. You will see us pre-finals and then post-finals award. If you go to our YouTube channel, we should be on there live running everything fine. But wait, there's more. If everything also goes extra well, and hashtag streaming is really hard, you will see SHOWDAY carried on Flow Marching for that day, because Flow Marching has been carrying the Texas Marching Classic for the last few years live. You will more than likely, if we get it all to work, you will see us at lunch and the breaks and all that stuff, as opposed to, well, there'll be commercials and whatnot, but we will be providing on-site live content. You will also maybe see a little bit of this on the Flow Marching social media, as well as the Texas Marching Classic / Cedar Ridge social media, and of course, the General Effect Media social media. So if you are attending the Texas Marching Classic as a fan, as a band kid, as a supporter, as a designer or director, stop on by, weather permitting, streaming permitting. We will be in the Bender area. Yes, this is heavily inspired by College Game Day by ESPN, so you will be in the background. We will not have a background. The stadium and the walkway for fans will be the background, so we'd love to see you there. Show your support for your band. We will have some goodies and giveaways to folks, and we will be doing interviews and whatnot. So, SHOWDAY, very first show, the premiere, provided everything goes well, live at the Texas Marching Classic, along with Flow Marching. All right, we are at Webster, Texas. Webster, Texas. Now, last year, the show in this particular part of Houston took place in Katy, Texas at Legacy Stadium. Same weekend, give or take. But this year, it's at Webster, which is at Challenger Columbia Stadium, which is not Katy, Texas. Houston's huge. Look it up. Now, last year of the 12 finalists, only 9 are returning, leaving 3 spots if everything goes chalk to last year. However, the Woodlands, who won that regional and took all captions and finals, is one of those groups that is not returning. So 3 spots. It will be not a defending champion, and maybe the newest champion of Webster, depending on if you define Webster as a continuation of the Katy show or it's its own show. Regardless, if you look at Class A, Franklin High School, nope, not that Franklin, a different Franklin. Class A took all captions, not returning. In Class AA, there were no groups last year, so maybe wide open. Class AAA, Friendswood, who took first and visual performance, is returning. Brazoswood, who took second as well as music and general effect, is returning. And Foster, who took third place, is also returning. Then we get to 4A High School, where we mentioned the Woodlands High School, who took first, as well as Music and Visual, not returning. Ronald Reagan, who took second, and General Effect is returning. And Pearland High School, who took third in Class 4A, is returning. Now, as of our schedule right now, the first group to arrive, or compete rather, will be the Clements High School Band at 7:45 a.m. as we have gotten word that Tom Ball, who is scheduled for 7:30, is not going to perform. 7:45 to 4 o'clock, we finish off with Bridgeland High School. Now, this is one of those shows where I think we're going to have a little bit more fun predicting. We're going to predict the top 15, not in order other than the winner, but I am going to share with you our thoughts on the top 10 and then who we think is going to be fighting for 11 through 15. That's right. It's a little unfair, but we're going to mention some things, and we're going to go in reverse order, reverse performance order. So we think your for sure top 10 finalist locks are Bridgeland High School, Cy-Fair High School, Dawson High School, Seven Lakes High School, Dickinson High School, and Ronald Reagan High School. That's out of the last block. We go to the third block. We think a lock for finals will be Friendswood High School and the Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. We then go to the second block, where we think your finalist locks will come from Pearland High School and Clearbrook High School. Now, that's 10 schools who we think will be your top 10 in finals when it's all said and done. But who's going to be in that 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spot? Well, we think that will come down to Clear Lake High School, James E. Taylor High School, Churchill Fulsher High School, Foster High School, and Brazoswood High School. So yeah, there you go. That's our top 15 picks. If we're right, that will be the top 15 in some order. But that's who we think are your 10 locks. And then you have your next set of bands competing for those final 2 spots. What's interesting about the Conroe show and the Katie Schloss/Webster show is that there's always like a group that does really well at Conroe that then doesn't make finals the next time. And a group that doesn't make finals at Conroe comes out and makes finals at the Katie/Webster show. So it'll be really interesting to see if that stays true, if that happens again, and it will be interesting to see how close we are to being right. So let us know what you think about our thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. And who's going to win this competition? I believe, and some people in the General Effect Media community believe, Cy-Fair will be winning this regional this year. They won the Conroe regional last year. I believe, nay, some of us believe, they will be winning the Webster Regional this year. Now, as you're watching This Weekend in Band, if you think, I'd love to get more content, I'd love to see more of what General Effect Media has to offer, well, guess what? We have a Substack. This is where we started off with the written word with articles and opinions and reviews and commentary and funny stuff. If you are interested, go ahead and subscribe to us on the Substack. We also let you know on Substack when we release a new YouTube video, so it's like the best of all worlds. You get the written word, and then we let you know when we drop a new podcast, a new video, or content in general. But if you're one of those people that is more into the videos, the shorts, the reels, all that stuff, well, we have an Instagram page that will be run by our younger, cooler, hipper people. In fact, it will pretty much be overloaded next weekend at the TMC contest. So be sure to subscribe or like or thumbs up or love or any of those things to our Instagram channel so you know all the stuff that comes out that's cooler than what I do. I'm cool. I'm hip, in the words of Dr. Evil, but apparently I don't have enough Riz to appear in the reels for Instagram, but that's for another day. All right, we move to the SEC, to Memphis, Tennessee, where we talk about the Memphis Regional. Last year, it was around the same time. It was at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, this regional, of the 12 finalists, 10 are returning. Theoretically, there are 2 spots. The 2 groups not returning, Harrison High School out of Georgia and Boiling Springs High School out of South Carolina. Now, in finals, Bartlett took first place. They also took music performance and general effect, with Collierville taking visual performance and getting third place overall. If we go to the class awards, in Class A, Murray High School out of Kentucky will be returning. They took first as well as all captions. Arkadelphia took second, not returning, and Pottsville took third, also not returning. In Class AA, Hernando, who took first as well as all 3 captions and prelims, returning. Lake Hamilton out of Arkansas took second, returning, and Munford High School out of Tennessee, also returning. They took third. In Class AAA, Harrison High School took first as well as music and GE, not returning. Arlington High School out of Tennessee took second place as well as visual performance. They are returning, and DeSoto Central, who took third, is as well returning as well. And in Class 4A, Collierville, who took first, and visual performance, they are returning. Bartlett High School, who took second, as well as music and general effect, is returning. And Bryant High School out of Arkansas, who took third, will also be back. First group goes on at 9:15 a.m. We start off with Lake Hamilton High School out of Arkansas. We finish up at 4 p.m. with Bartlett High School out of Tennessee. And of this group, we're going to give you the old three-way here, where we think top three will come to these three groups. And it's no surprise based on last year's results that we are picking these three groups: Bartlett High School, Collierville High School, and Hernando. That's right. We think those are going to be your top three once again from last year to this year. Let us know in the comment section what you think about that. Is that a good pick? Is that a bad pick? Is it boring that we went chalk from last year? Let us know down below. And then finally, we are at Bedford, Texas, out of the Hurst-Euless Bedford HEB area, DFW, relatively the same weekend as last year. Another contest where only 10 finalists are returning. The two groups that are not returning, Marcus High School, which is really weird. I would love for someone to tell me when was the last time Marcus was not at the Dallas show. I know there are two now. And Jenks High School out of Oklahoma. Those two finalists not returning. 10 finalists are returning, including your regional champion, Hebron, who took first, as well as all three captions. We go to Class A Crum High School, who took first, as well as all three captions will be returning. Brock High School, who took second, is not returning. In AA Grapevine High School, who took first, as well as music and visual, they are returning. Liberty High School, who took second, and GE will not, as well as James Earl Rudder High School, who placed third, will not be returning. Class AAA Wakeland High School, who took first, and general effect, they are returning. Alito, who took second, and music is returning. And Forney, who took third, and visual performance is also returning to this contest. And then we get to 4A, where we mentioned Hebron High School, who took first, as well as music performance and general effect. They are returning. Marcus, who took second, again, not returning. And Flower Mound, who took third, and visual performance will be returning. We start off 9:15 with Legacy High School. We wrap up at 4 with the defending champion, Hebron High School. Now, we're going to make a difference here. I'm actually going to make a small prediction about Class AAA. Now, this group did not make finals last year, and they were not one of the three groups that medaled or won a caption in Class 3A. But I am going to say a surprise appearance, either with a caption and or a top three finish in Class AAA, will be Lone Star High School. I think Lone Star High School, that's my surprise of the weekend. My surprise of this show, rather. This will be the surprise, that they are a Class AAA medalist and or they win a caption. Whether that translates into finals, I am not sure. I'm not prepared to make that prediction yet, but I think we will hear Lone Star's name called out during prelims awards. Now we get to finals. I'm about to make a prediction that may seem a little out there, and that's okay. Now, initially, I was going to predict Marcus High School as the champion of this regional, but guess what? They are not returning. They are not going to be there, so they can't win. So that would be a bad prediction. However, I do think when it's all said and done, your champion of the Bedford, Texas Bands of America Regional will be Flower Mound High School. That's right. I said it. Flower Mound High School. In essence, I just told you that if Flower Mound and Marcus were there, Flower Mound and Marcus would be your top two. Marcus in first, Flower Mound in second. Yes, I realize that I did not predict the defending champion to win. That's okay. I can do that. You know, some people predicted Georgia was going to win, and they did not. They almost did, but boy, did they not. It was close. It was a good game. It was a good game, but they didn't. So, disagree with my picks on any of these regionals? Think I'm crazy? Think I forgot something? Think I slept on a school? Whatever. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. We read all the comments. We respond to some of them if they're worthy of a response, or at the very least, we'll give you a thumbs up or a heart. So let us know in the comment section down below what you think about these thoughts. Be sure to check back with us on Sunday/Monday for a recap episode of the shows that take place tomorrow. And then next week, we will more than likely not have a This Weekend in Band, because we will be preparing for our first live on-set show, SHOWDAY, again, Saturday, We are at the Texas Marching Class at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex in collaboration with Flow Marching. So more than likely, no This Weekend in Band next Friday, unless I record it earlier. I very well might. If it's there, it's a surprise. And we will probably have a recap the next day, but we'll see. Regardless, thank y'all for checking in with This Weekend in Band. Again, check back with us in a couple days for the recap. And good luck to all of you competing. Great sounds, full chords. Can't lose.